welcome to the latest episode of Through the Pages. I am stoked about this one. So I've been wanting to read this book for a couple months now. I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Iain Reid, and that's how Iain is spelled. If I'm mispronouncing that one, that is completely my fault. I've never met anyone with that spelling of a first name. So as some of you may know, this came out as a movie on Netflix by the same director as Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, Charlie Kaufman. And I was floored by the movie. I will also say I was super high for the movie, and I did not remember how it went. And it's a great movie to be very high for, because it's bizarre. And so I think I was more enthralled with I wouldn't say the mystique of it, but just the oddity of it. And it's a completely different story in movie and book form because of the delivery on things. So if something is different, you don't have to say, and then this was different, so I kind of am glad I saw the movie first, because I think it made certain parts of it that were a little less tangible in my head easier to understand. But it's a very easy book to get your arms around in a day. I finished this a few hours ago, honestly, and I started this morning. It's like 200 pages, and it's double spaced and mostly conversation. So it's easy to breeze through, but it is kind of I slowed myself down a little bit at points where I'm kind of imagining and feeling what they're feeling and that sort of thing, because there's sometimes where the situation can seem very simple, but there's a lot of complexity to it, and so rather than blaze through it, it's not just give me the plot, it's not like a mystery book where I'm just give me more, this, it's just okay, what's going on here? How am I interpreting this? And so I will probably read this book a couple times, honestly, and it had a whole other layer to it that the movie didn't. So if you've seen the movie and thought, well, I've kind of checked that box now, you have not. I promise you have not. So there's a friend who, when I posted the picture of the movie poster right after I read it, watched it, and I was just like, wow. I don't know what I said, but I was just like, this just, blew me away. And he responds I've watched that movie 3 times already. I was like, that's more than me. That's a lot, but I get it. And so I almost want to say check out this book. But I think I'll text him. He's like, I've seen the movie 18 times now. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching the movie. Again, when you've been here, I'm making a bunch of pies for a yoga retreat, so I'm gonna kick that movie on while I'm working. And I'm excited to kind of review it. I'll probably be less high, so that might be helpful for remembering it. But yeah, I was very engrossed in this book, and it really I don't know. You can see the layer of the broader spectrum, or sort of back half of the book, what the deeper part of it is, but it's also nice just in the sense of how much of our life is in our head, even when we're in situations that involve other people. And so there's a line in this book that thoughts can never lie, actions can lie, words can lie, but thoughts don't lie. And I really liked that, and that it was her narrative, as the title speaks to, I'm thinking of ending things, mulling over, what do I do with this relationship? Do we go for it? Do we not? And it's mulling over a situation that's happening as you're mulling it over. And so I think that's what relationships kind of always are, and it really spoke to that, how much, even I would think, very sure-footed relationships. I think not a lot of sure-footed relationship experience, I'll preface with that, but I do think that there's maybe not day-to-day, but a constant kind of reassessing and affirming or questioning of the trajectory of it, or the state of it. And this was kind of a fascinating view into that, in the sense of, I guess it's easy for me to understand what a guy likes in a relationship, and not just sex, that was not at all what I meant. It's interesting for me to hear what a woman would find fascinating about a man, even though I guess this is written by a man, but still the little quirks and things that were just oh, okay, yeah, because it's I don't know, it's for me, it's easy to understand why a woman would be attractive beyond physical, but including physical. And so to hear this, the kind of the flip of it, analyzing, do I want to stay with this person? Do I not? And like their moods and stuff, and be like, I do like when he does that. And it's like, I never even thought of that as a personality trait or something that would be picked up on, you know? So it was interesting in a lot of ways. Whole story interesting in a lot of ways. Like, that was a massive understatement. It gets strange, and so I will not say a lot more than that, but I will say this has another layer to it that the movie doesn't really incorporate too much, and so kind of left me on the hook more. And yeah, I think I like, well, I can't really say which one I like more. They're quite different, even though it's the same thing. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. So he has other books, but they're like horror, and I saw like one snippet in here where it says like you'll be scared, and it's like, no, like it's odd, like it's not like horrific, like and so at first like I finished this and I was like, Zeaton was like, what else does he have? And I guess he has a new one coming out, but I saw the last one, I think it was like The Pry or something. That came out in 2018. This was 2016, and not drawn to it at all. But I guess maybe if I like read the description of this book, I wouldn't be super drawn to it. I got to this because the movie was by Charlie Kaufman, so he could put out a movie based on pretty much anything, and I'd be like, it's Charlie Kaufman, you know, do what you got to do. But yeah, I'm still just like mulling this book over, honestly. Like like there's parts of it like I'll probably read this relatively soon, and that's a good sign to me. That's a solid book. I don't like, I just reviewed this book here. Very easy to comprehend. Finished it. Done. Move on. It was nice for what it was on that day. I just wanted a simple story to be in, and it was that. I have some things to do today, and I'm just gonna be half thinking about this. Like literally, I'm about to be like hanging a ceiling fan, just like, but when they did that, and then it switched, they were saying we instead of I, and then wait, what? And like, yeah, there's some odd things in it that really like, I don't know, draw me in. Where I'm just like, okay, what? This is some technique happening here, and like, yeah, it's great. So maybe I will check out more of his books if it was literally like the way this was written that did it, you know, like that in that way, even if the plot itself isn't something that I'm like super about, I like his techniques. So, and this is 2 years past that, so he's developed further. But yeah, if you've read this book, tell me what you think, or if you've seen the movie, tell me what you think. I'm very curious to talk with anyone about this, because this was riveting. So yeah, I'm thinking of ending things. Super good.